Hey ladies, it's Thursday, so that means it is Training Tip Thursday. And so today we are actually going to talk about catalog parties versus in-home parties. And the reason that I want to talk about this is because I am seeing a big trend in people wanting to request to do catalog parties or even Facebook parties as opposed to doing the in-home parties. Whereas catalog or Facebook parties can be fantastic, they also can be extremely detrimental to your business. So one of the things that I kind of like to make as a rule of thumb is that any catalog or Facebook party is only going to act as a filler in my calendar for that month. So basically what that means is I am going to have my month full of in-home parties, which I am typically comfortable with doing 3 to 4 in-home parties a month. And then anybody who requests to do the catalog parties, I will use those as the fillers. I will not use catalog or Facebook parties as my only means of parties for that month. And there's several different reasons why, and we will quickly go into that. But one of the things I do want to suggest about the catalog party is that when your customer or potential hostess does present the idea of doing a catalog party, I honestly look at that as a cop-out to having an actual party. So I will actually start to dig in a little deeper and ask them why they don't want to have an in-home party. And then that allows for me to hear their objections and then overcome those objections once I hear them. And I'm telling you guys, you're going to hear the same ones over and over again. I don't have enough friends. I don't have enough people who would come. My house is too small. I don't know who to invite. Yada, 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 yada. You're going to hear the same things over and over again. And it's very important to be able to overcome those objections. And we will talk about that in a different training tip. Or if you want to talk about that as soon as possible, please contact me and we will take care of that. So here's what happens with a catalog party. And I'm going to be completely frank and completely honest with this. Catalog parties typically don't do very well. Now, I'm not going to say that they always don't do well because there are times to where catalog parties do absolutely fantastic. But I will tell you a lot of that is going to be dependent on your hostess and how diligent your hostess is in getting catalogs out, talking with people, making sure that they are helping people look through the catalog. But if you have a hostess that is just hoping to get some free stuff and not really showing the catalog to anybody, not really asking people to place orders, not staying diligent and on top of things, you're going to find yourself having a catalog party or a Facebook party that is a huge bust. And I'll tell you, it's a huge blow to the ego whenever you are relying on a catalog party for your month and for your paycheck, and it turns out to be a complete flop. So I would honestly steer away from these as much as possible, or make sure your in-home calendar is filled as much as you can squeeze in for that month or for whatever you're comfortable with, and then use these catalog parties as fillers. Unfortunately for customers, what is happening with these catalog parties is that the hostesses that are doing these, they don't know how to offer those solution sets. They don't know how to walk people through the catalog. They don't know about the products and to tell them about them. And then, of course, it's huge when the people can actually see and touch products from the in-home party. So that's why typically these catalog parties just don't turn out to be quite as great as what you would hope that they are. So what I like to do is, of course, ask those hostesses, why don't we think of something to be able to turn this into an in-home party where you're going to get the best bang for your buck, you're going to get a whole lot more in hostess credit, and you're going to get the opportunity to hang out with your girlfriends for one night and have tons and tons of fun. I'm going to do all of the work. Side note, that's another part of doing a catalog party that hostesses don't understand. They see it as an easy way out of being able to have a party. And what ends up happening is that they end up doing all the work. So when you point that out to them and let them know that you're going to prevent them from doing any of the work because you're going to do the party, you're going to help with the invitations, you're going to help with everything to make sure that they have a good party, that can typically help change their mind as well. So whereas I'm not saying catalog and Facebook parties are absolutely something that you should not do at all, what I'm saying is make sure those are fillers. Do not use those as your calendar. Make sure you get those in-home parties, because guess what? The in-home parties is where you're going to get future parties or future recruits to add to your team. Unfortunately, with catalog and Facebook parties, it is almost impossible to get another party from that party or to find potential recruits from those parties. So what ends up happening is you have your catalog party for that particular month, and then you find yourself at the beginning of the next month scrambling again, making those phone calls to try to get more parties on your calendar. Get the in-home parties. You will keep your calendar full, and you will make your life so much easier in the direct sales business. I promise you. So start making those connections, start having those conversations, find out what those objections are, overcome those objections, and try to get in those people's living rooms as much as possible, and avoid the catalog and Facebook parties as much as possible, unless, like I said, you're using it as a filler in your calendar. Best of luck. I look forward to giving you more tips next week, and I look forward to continuing to celebrate you all. Thank you, and have a good day. Bye.